Okay, you are my faithful 8 that log on. Thank you. I think it's amazing because there are 74 people in this class. So thanks for being willing to just join me on these like little live webinars. I really appreciate it. So there's a couple things that we're going to focus on today. One of them is, well, with the newsletter, hopefully you know what's due this week. Or ideally, we want to have you turn them in this week. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about the final project. So for those of you who are here right now with us, this is going to be really important. For those of you who are not online yet or watching this later, we really need you to pay attention to this because we need to have you guys sorted out with this final project. Hopefully by the end of this week, definitely by the time we have our next webinar. So those are going to be our two primary things, and then we'll talk about any questions that you have about anything that's coming up. I hope that you're surviving this crazy, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're mostly online before, but it's a pretty crazy time. So let me just go ahead and get started. We want you to be able to focus on the stuff that's required this week. I believe that there isn't anything super major right now, but I'm not for sure. So if something comes up or you're noticing something and I'm missing it, please let me know. But the thing that we do need to focus on is our final project. So I'm just going to share my screen really quickly. I'm logged into Canvas, and here we have the student view for you. We want to bring to your attention the media presentation. This is going to be kind of the final project of what you're going to do. It's also going to count for your final, right? So it's the last major assignment, but it's also counting as your final. So just be mindful of that. So you're gonna go to this. You can click here, right on this link, and it will bring you to the instructions about this. The reason why we're talking about this right now is because there's really only about 4 weeks left of the semester, and this is gonna take some planning and some time. So the instructions are here that Dr. Zurcher is going to explain in her video. And then there's written out instructions at this link. It's a PDF that you should be able to download. If you're the type that needs hard copies, you'll be able to print that out. But this is the catch, and this is why we're talking about it right now. That is, you need to sign up. This is a group project, and I know with online classes that's particularly difficult because you haven't really met each other face to face. I know that there's always strategies to how you divide up into groups, but this is something that we need you to do just because, one, we're just trying to manage this on a grading end. Also, we're trying to help you manage your workload. So this is not to make you suffer or to have any kind of agony, although you might experience some of that, but we're going to do this in projects. So some people last semester, as I understand it, now I wasn't the instructor last semester, but the TAs are the same as last semester. And they told me that even the last week of the semester, people were saying that they wanted to work individually. That is not an option this semester, okay? So you have to work in a group, or you can work in a pair, but you may not work alone, and you may not bail on your group, okay? So those are the rules, just so they're out there front and center. This is where you're going to sign up for that. So it's all here. You're going to click on this link, and it's going to bring you to a Google Doc. And it's on this Google Doc that you're going to sign up for your group. So ideally, we want somewhere around 5 people to be on this group. And then we want you to just kind of go in and fill it out. Now, this has listed up to 17 groups. Let's say you want to work in a pair. You don't really want to do a group, but you'll do a pair. So what we want you to do in this case is come to the very end of the document and write pair number 1, and then just kind of do exactly the same thing you would do with the groups. So put your name and your contact information, okay? So this is really important. We need to have this done in the next week. And then again, this is your commitment. So once you're in your group, you're in your group, okay? So it's kind of like once you're a companion on a mission with someone, you're companions until you're transferred, okay? Now for some of you, that might cause a lot of anxiety because you don't know anyone or you don't know how they work, or I mean, there's a lot of unknowns around this, and please know that we're aware of that. If it gets really anxious for you, let us know. We'll try to support you the best we can through it, but we won't pull you out. So just so you're aware of that, so you understand what the expectation is of you, okay? So awesome. I love that you're just signing up right now. Thank you for doing that. So this is one of the primary issues that I want you to focus on. So you've got your coursework, but we've got to focus on getting these groups. That way you have time to work. So it's not a surprise last minute that you need to do all of this stuff, okay? So that's kind of the major issue this week, just to be anticipating that final project. The other thing that I want to bring to your attention is that this week is about media ethics. And I know some of you I actually have in class, in another class right now. Some of you who have never had me before, I just wanted to give you a chance to have a little Dr. Bridget time, I guess. But I recorded a video for media ethics, which is the module this week, because it happens to be something that I really love. And because I think it's something that I think we know what it is, and we do, but there are some things like the core philosophy of it, I don't think we really get into some of the nitty-gritty details. And so that video covers some of that. It's not something that you'll see from the other videos as far as from what I've seen. So hopefully that'll be fun for you. Of course, it's not required. You're not going to have anything on it in any kind of quiz or exam. But if media ethics is something that you find really fascinating, it's some bonus material, and then you can see like, oh, this is why the weird stuff about Dr. Bridget is all over Rate My Professor, or whatever the case might be. I'm actually very different in the classroom. But anyway, so just so you know, we're going to send out a copy of this recording, and then there will be the Intro to Media Ethics recording that I did earlier in the week for the other 101 class. We'll be sending out too for you to look at. So that will be with this module here. So this is going to be fun for you. Ethics is a really interesting thing because we often equate it to morality, and I explained in the video how they are very different things. Ethics is not morality. Ethics is about making decisions. And so hopefully as you do your communication experience this week, you'll take that knowledge into account and you'll use the language in a way that makes sense. Now, ethics is not necessarily an area of specialty here for the individuals who have recorded these videos. It just happens to be an area that I'm particularly passionate about. So there might be some things where you'll see professors say using ethics and morality simultaneously, and it's not for me. I'm not trying to be contradictory. I'm just trying to add to the knowledge level that they're presenting here as well. So that's kind of what we have going on as far as this week goes, as far as the topic goes, and then the final project that we're going to be working on in groups or pairs. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I just kind of want to see what questions you have for this week or what's going on. Taylor's on with us right now, so she can answer questions as well. So if you want to just pipe in, you can, or you can type a question. I'll just give you a couple minutes to be able to do that. Does anybody have anything?
Will we be having any more tests this semester, or is it just going to be the presentation for the final?
It's just going to be the presentation for the final.
Okay.
I just feel like, I don't know if I mentioned it to this class, but President Uchtdorf, he gave a conference talk several years ago, and he talked about how when really stressful things are happening in our lives, we need to slow down. And I feel like in some ways by going all online, everyone's kind of ramped up. And so I want this class to pull back. I would rather us slow down than ramp up so that we can manage. So I hope that's okay. I mean, I know tests are fun, but what other questions do you have? Does anybody have anything else? Okay, we'll get through this, right? I mean, it's kind of countdown time now. So if you find like you're running into problems signing up, we'll definitely be available for you. And remember, on Canvas, there's that time when the TAs and I are online, so you can get like live help if you need it. So please, please take advantage of anything that you need to help support you get through this semester. All right, 10-minute webinar. Does that work for today? Okay, have a good one, friends, and I will see you next week. And we'll be sending out those links for you. So thanks for your good work and surviving. Good job. You've made it this far, right? Okay, we'll see you later.